Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Reza Fairuz Kumbang, a medical student from Bengkulu University. So today I'm gonna show you a medical journal. The title is HIV-related stigma and discrimination. The writers of this journal are Sharifah Vera Muhawan, Hendra Kurniawan, Samsul Anwar, Moh Andalas, Muhammad B. Hussain. First, what is stigma? Stigma has been described as a dynamic process of devaluation that significantly discredits an individual in the eyes of others, thus reducing the individual status in the eye of society. Stigma can stem from a particular characteristic. HIV-related stigma tending to build upon a reinforced negative connotation through the association HIV and AIDS with already marginalized behaviors such as sex workers, drug users, homosexual, and transgender sexual practice. The result of stigma is discrimination. Discrimination consists of action or omission that are derived from stigma and directed toward those individuals who are stigmatized. HIV-related discrimination refers to any form or arbitrary distinction, inclusion, or restriction affecting PLHIV. PLHIV is people who are living with HIV. The aim of this research are identify the level of stigmatized and discriminatory attitudes toward people living with HIV among healthcare workers. And then to know the factors that influence this attitude. Study on HIV-related stigma and discrimination is important for both public health and human rights perspective. However, recently there has been a study of HIV-related stigma and discrimination among healthcare workers in Aceh. In this context, this study was conducted to explore stigmatized and discriminatory attitude toward PLHIV among healthcare workers in Aceh. This methods of this study are study design. This design to identify the level and correlate of different aspects of stigmatized and discriminatory attitudes toward PLHIV among healthcare workers, such as doctor, nurse, and medical student intern. And then recruitment and procedure. The study was cross-sectional in nature. 89 healthcare workers interviewed for the study were recruited from Dr. Zainul Abidin General Hospital, Banda Aceh, Indonesia, and all of healthcare workers were asked to participate, and there was no incentive was given to the participant. Author interviewed a healthcare worker face-to-face. And then questionnaire. A structured questionnaire was used for data collection. The questionnaire covered socio-demographic, cultural, and religious variable, experience direct contact with PLHIV, knowledge on transmission and prevention of HIV, irrational fear for HIV transmission, and stigmatized and discriminatory attitudes toward PLHIV. Measures. It has dependent variable, independent variable, and statistical analysis. Data were analyzed at two levels. At the bivariate level, the relationship between dependent variable and the continuous variable were examined through correlation coefficient. Stigmatized and discriminatory attitudes analyzed separately. The assumption of linear regression, such as linearity, normality, homogeneity, or variance, were checked and met. So, the result of this study, the level of stigmatized and discriminatory attitudes was high. Bivariate analysis showed that type of healthcare worker, education, marital status, knowledge on transmission and prevention of HIV, and irrational fear of HIV transmission were significantly related with stigmatized attitude P less 0.05, type of healthcare worker, marital status, age, knowledge on transmission and prevention of HIV, and irrational fear of HIV transmission indicated significant P0 less P less 0.05 differences in the level of discriminatory attitudes. A multiple linear regression model identified type of healthcare worker and irrational fear of HIV transmission correlated with stigmatized attitude R2 0.230, acknowledge on transmission and prevention of HIV correlated with discriminatory attitude R2 0.119. Last conclusion. Irrational fear of HIV transmission and type of healthcare worker are significant predictor to stigmatized attitude. And knowledge on transmission and prevention of HIV is a predictor to discriminatory attitude toward PLHIV among healthcare workers. Okay, I think that's all for me. Thank you for watching.